Hello, welcome to the Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway. Beautiful track. We have Mr. Lark on the pole here, his fourth pole of the season. You have Charles in second, running the peak of the scheme. You haven't seen that in a while. Tony, start 21, finds himself in third, running a part-time car for Geo. Or, I guess, in Geo's place, I should say. Red Knight Fighter 1 in fourth. Rainbow in fifth, David sixth, Kite in seventh, Yeet making his second start in eighth, second cup start I should say, and San Volcano will start in the rear of the field. There's no stages this race, 80 laps of straight racing, which basically means you need to limit the mistakes, and by that I mean don't really make one. So you might not get it back. Heavy on the mic. That being said, should be very, very interesting. As we got 80 laps of green flag racing to come. Well, maybe not green, but we'll find out if there'll be green. Green flag is in the air. We're underway here at Michigan. Kaiden got in the grass immediately and saw what would happen. That was almost not good. Alright, awesome. Yeah, that should be fixed. Still says 10 to go. That's hilarious, yeah. Lark will lead lap number one. Red splits it 3 wide, heading to turn 1. They're going to try the top lane, although David bumps the 32 up the racetrack a little bit. We'll see if this top lane has anything on this bottom. And it kind of does a little bit, at least down the backstretch. It wasn't a huge net gain, but Reds can get split 3 wide. Try to block the 0-0, but it's a little sluggish on getting that block done. Guiding going to try to block the 0-0, puts him in the wall. I'm sure David won't really appreciate that. He comes down on the 0-1. The 32 goes around. They're still spinning. Lark up the racetrack. Still hasn't gotten back going. David is sliding. He's going to come up into the 16, although he'll get the worst piece of all that. Big gain for Red there. And a whole lot on Charles. He wasn't able to keep it all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Kaiden leading some laps here. Red went up the racetrack and use the top lane again. It seems to be working a whole lot better. A lot of these guys. Kaiden's going to block, and Red's Rem's going to stall out just before he can really get somewhere. Silent up the racetrack. Dave and Mark are going to have to do the long process. Charles had a run going. Lark has found his way back up quicker to the front than David has. And now Kite has to block 3 lanes. Fastest lane. It's all the way up there. Ooh, Rainbow was looking. And nearly put herself into jeopardy there. That was real close to being real bad. Lark gets back into the lead. Oh, huge shunt into turn 1. Lark's pushed out of line. He's got to probably use the top side to really try to salvage anything before getting trained by the entire rest of the field. So get far enough to push David. As Red now retakes the lead. And yeet up the racetrack. Kite gonna get by this 41. Red gonna get the push. And will lead this lap. Kite just trying to force his way into the drafts. It didn't quite work out too well for him. They're all gonna go on the top side. Tony gonna get down to the bottom, just clear. Runs on top, pulls alongside even, again stalls out just before they can really get it fully going. See if that'll change during the race. Kaiden nearly gets a bad wall snag. Could have been a whole lot worse. The entire field feels like on the top side. Unreal. We're seeing David turns into Red, or I think maybe Red came up a little bit. It was really hard to tell. Regardless, Tony leaves that lap. Red, the lone car on the bottom. Kaiden's going to join him. Yeah, with the entire field up there. Top lane got a bit of advantage there. Holy run from this 32. Look at him go. Oh, Red and Kaiden got together a little bit. David's going to push his team car out clear. Oh, they nearly got together. 3 wide. Oh my gosh. Oh, that'll be our first yellow of the day. There'll be no race back to the line. First yellow for cause. All right, looking for a pit row. Pit row speed is 70 miles an hour, 7-0. They'll have a CD3 to get things going. And no one speeds down pit row. Charles with a little bit of a rougher click than most. Yeet completely missed his box. Decent click with 16 and 89. Didn't quite see him quite clearly. Rainbow nearly got a penalty, and he's having a rough click herself. Double 0, 86, 16, 41, 32, 83, 89, 015. David and Cotton leading us off. Green flag back in the air at Michigan. Oh, Clark got in the grass and around he nearly went. David was trying to get to the top and he didn't quite really. Now he kind of did. Nearly 4 wide. Get settled back down to 2. Cotton, huge run, makes a bold move down to the inside. David gonna climb his way to the top. Tony tried to. He about forced his way in there. David gonna get by this 86. Can't clear him completely though. He still tried it. Man, oh man. Big run from Red. Huge move there. David nearly got spun around. Oh my gosh. About cleared himself. David at the top line run. Kyden kind of drifted into him. And David also kind of came down. David will not lead this lap, I don't think. I think Lark barely got it. Sitting in the back at this current moment. Again, no stages, so where you finish is going to be extremely important. You can do basically nothing all race. You can be racing up here like these guys are, which has been real exciting. Where you finish really is the big not question, but the big goal today. Finish well or win the race. Unlike how in some DG races are, with the stages, you need to be good most of the race to have a fighting shot. Charles went to the top and it was didn't work at all. Or okay, I guess he lags, but man, oh man, I hate to see that. Phasing, I guess, dude. They're phasing on my screen too. Alright, well, I just got rid of the rest of this. So. Well, I was gone for 2 seconds and okay. I don't even know what the hell happened. That's the point, Red. You don't get the change at the start of the corner. Otherwise, we have too many people trying to go to the top, then merge down to the bottom. Someone's gonna fix his phasing issue. Supposedly. And as you can see, just because of that, it has calmed down a considerable bunch. Let's see, fastest lap. That will Pass lap went to red, 41.329. David's really out in the water because of that multi-car incident. He's going to need some sort of saving grace here. And it could still happen. Right now he's forever doomed to most likely finish 9th if there's no other yellows. Oh, and Kaiden gets turned. Rainbow freezes and he cheese into the wall. Red down to the bottom of the racetrack, although nobody went with him. Gosh, that was a risky move from Kaiden, nearly basically on the apron there. Make something happen. But now up to 5th. Sant and Tony fighting for 6th place right now. Charles to the top side. Lark is going to go with him. Kaiden slid up the racetrack. Well, they're both will force speed take the top lane, except Charles merges down for some reason. And Lark up to 2nd. I would not say AK. Oh my God! Well, there goes Charles. I would not say AK Racing is 1-2 at the moment. One AK Racing car and his team owner. Yeat's going to push this 32 to the top. Well, he's not going to have much help afterwards. Well, maybe he will. Never mind, I lied. Right now, the top 3, then 4th. Through 6th. Well, I guess 4th through 7th, I should say. And you have your two lone cars who are praying, hoping this doesn't go all the way green. And to an extent, it very well just might. Gets pushed up the racetrack. Doesn't really get too much of a highline run. Is going to be able to recover to keep the lead. Kaiden was trying to push Yeat all the way to the front. Didn't quite work. Kaiden now is going to take them 3 wide for 2nd. And will get covered by Lark. Kaiden tried to go to the bottom, wasn't able to. It gets kind of shunted from the very bottom. It is now a pack of 7. So we'll go on board with Charles here. See what's going on. That's a much better onboard view. Oh my gosh. laps slowly tick down. Ring, ring. Who's at your doorbell at this time, guys? Who knows? Well, it was the 83 at his door. Holy... Oh, that was just bad. It could have been a whole lot worse, but that was just bad. And now the 2 red cars. Earning 1-2. Red is extremely not happy about Kaiden's block. I mean, extremely unhappy. Still bicker about who was in the right or wrong. Top 5 are under a blanket. He nearly got in the grass. That was scary. And I mean nearly. Could have been really, really bad. He will get pushed away, clear for the lead. Change both these guys' laps. Stay close to the spot. Really crappy time. Lead at least 1 lap in the Cup Series. So that's something he definitely couldn't say for Las Vegas. Pushed out a line. Tony at the side. Sounds pretty content on staying behind this 0-1, at least for right now. Come down to 50 to go pretty soon, which means we'll have 30 laps completed fairly shortly. Tony to the point. Silent. Oh, too big of a push, and he couldn't really do much with it. Although Tony's going to recover and continue to have his lead here. Track again goes to 60. This time he won't be able to cover as well. He gets a slight run, just enough to lead the lap. like I noted earlier, once you go 210 in these cars, pushing doesn't really happen. You have to be careful. He and Charles get together a little bit. Silent pulls ahead of Clark for a moment, just gets clear now. We'll have one lead. In the booth. Oh no, it's actually pit road.
Wow, 210, that's fucking bullshit. Anyways, we missed.
Well, they are going right now. At least they don't go 210 often. I think they're hitting 190 something at max, and then 210s at certain parts of the racetrack. Beginning couple laps were pretty wild. The top lane was a big deal, but ever since David and Rainbow kind of got out of it, everyone's been very content on riding right now. But the racing product has been a lot better than Busch and trucks. Okay.
Who's been that main car right now?
There's no main car, really. I guess you could probably say the 41, the 32. I guess Kaiden as well, although Kaiden's track record has not been super clean this race. He's been, you know what? I think we're gonna need to coin a new term for a driver who's been a wrecking ball. DG's driver of doom.
Bad driver. There you go.
But yeah, the driver of doom today has been Mr. Kaiden, for whether it's been his fault or not. Something has happened around this 86. Top side, red, whoa, comes down pit road, so does Yeet, and both will make it without speeding. They didn't really have any indicators that they were going to pit, so that kind of caught me off guard, but I guess pit stops are happening, as red had a rougher click than usual.
David also just put it down pit road, so... Tony Stark is here. I don't think he ever is.
To attempt this race. Kaiden, Lark, I'm assuming most, or if not all of these other cars are going to come down pit road. Except for maybe Silent. No, he will not. Tony gets into this 32. It's going to mess him up a little bit.
Like, damn, I missed the whole fucking thing.
Lucky. Charles about clears himself getting to his pit stall, although it doesn't really hurt him that much.
Is in that. Oh, it bumped 16, but it doesn't really matter. Let's see, well, if I'm getting a click for Stalker, so I'm assuming he got pole.
He did indeed get pole, which is group qualifying, so that was certainly different for PG, but he was one of the only dudes that had assistant drafts, and that blunder from Tony is going to hurt this 3-2. Quite a bit, although Kaiden gets out with the lead, and it's not particularly close.
He's in that 32.0 Bill so far side car. So, I mean, he didn't really want to run that one, but hey. It's what it is, I guess. So they had like a lot more lined up, it just wasn't allowed to run it, but Solid Volcano is in pit road right now. They're going to be coming around. I think we'll get out ahead of them. Maybe.
Ooh, I don't know. It's going to be close. That yellow line is where... He's going to be close. Closer than most.
Yeah. Got his leader right now.
Kaiden is indeed leading us.
Yeah, he's right there with him.
The only two cars kind of going to try to break the drafts, only trying to slow
That
down the
does
inevitable.
that does nothing. There's nothing wrong with trying that. Oh, jeez, come on, lights on.
Real test to see how far everybody is between these Hayden and the leaders. 2.6 seconds is the gap between these guys. I'm going to ask y'all to not be on the apron in the middle of the corners. Everywhere else is fine.
It's kind of the only option you had in Bush, because you couldn't do anything else.
This is not Bush, and you can do something else. As Violet chose to... Okay, he's interesting. Chose to try to go to the top. He got a small run, but not nearly enough to really make it worth it. See if the pack gained or if they didn't gain. They gained barely. They didn't gain really much.
They're gonna need a caution if anything was to happen. It's 42 to go, so there's gonna be pit cycles again, but even then, they're still way too far out for them, so.
I don't think they'll need a caution. They definitely will catch up at some point. Of course, again, there's no stages in this race. So they will catch up. They gained about a 10th. Now, Silent and Kaiden weren't really fully together this lap, so I suspect they will probably gain a little more, maybe more around 2.3 if I were to guess, if not less than that. Well, there you go. 1.7.
It's also helping that just getting something outside. Lester. Get her there. Say bye, probably 20 catcher. And that's probably a bit of a stretch, but it's Michigan.
What's wild is that Rainbow and David, they were taken out early in separate wrecks. Rainbow is going to become a lap car. That is how long she has been kind of out of the fray, and David, I suspect, at some point might succumb to the same fate if a caution doesn't happen.
Cautions never happened until late in the race, so maybe that'll happen now too.
No, never say never. Cole was 2 laps down with like, I want to say 12 to go in that race. He's got his laps back, won the race. It's kind of unbelievable to see. Definitely well within striking distance, given another lap or two. The top two have done well. Oh, man.
Mark is not happy with the 16. That's good. That's good. Good pusher. Right there on the board is not a good machine.
That's the back is here. I believe they'll probably have to do one more pit stop, if I were to guess. Oh, good lord. Push gone wrong.
So I've been calling kind of who the fuck is that thing? That's negative.
So I went to the top. It didn't quite work out too well for him, though. Most of the cars were on the bottom, and they have been for a good portion of this run.
Rainbow's about to get put a lap down here. She is running for her life on the top side. Like it's lagging. Comes kind of on the lane. It's not like that. It's also going to be left on the drive, so unless somebody else comes up with him. Which does seem like it. It's a full swing line, it's not going to work.
defensive there. They're trying to find a way around. Red again, defensive line, although he's going to get split 3 wide. Cars on the top. Anybody will go up to try to block. Hayden has done this move a couple times. Charles comes up to block. This could be a monster run. Never mind. Silent pulls out to. Well, that was a monster run actually. Nearly gets up to second.
Came to a stalemate with the run off of 2. It's freezing in turns. So, you're really in that, people. Kind of was in the lead once again. And totally run from the inside lane and Coach Charles up to take that lead. See if he'll wash up. 36 to go in this race.
Another pit cycle to go. I doubt there'll be 2 pit cycles. I'm thinking 1, but we'll see. Red's gonna try to get back in line. Yes, he does.
Just stay his little back, try to keep yourself from going like that, which honestly that would still really shit wants to make me laugh.
Well, it's good for David because I guess it doesn't really matter because caution comes out if Rainbow's not involved. David's back in it, and then not only that, Rainbow would be back in it. I guess she's trying to stay up here to at least race the pack, even if she's let down to keep herself somewhat occupied. Clark's not happy with, I'm assuming, his Tony star at 21 and not Yeet. Big on the top.
Considering this is Yeet's like for some reason got started out with Yeet's here. But I can assume that's
Smash. Tony just caught the block done. Kaiden was in the grass. It nearly goes wrong. It's about to go wrong. There goes the 86. They all miss him somehow. Wow. I think he just might have drafts. If not, that's going to be a real rough time for him.
His ass is going to draft. He ain't getting up there.
Charles, big run on the top side, although he finally does get the bush.
What's he got left?
3.1 seconds. There's a chance. Charles and Silent both nail the wall trying to go to the top side. I might have.
Barely.
Well, he's gonna have draft if Charles keeps and Rainbow keep putting himself into the wall. Gonna get back up there.
Move it down back to the front of the 32. This is going to go with him since he has number. It's a nice help from the
Needs not clear it just yet. Just might. Not quite. No. Not going to get all the way clear. Tony Red's going to go up the racetrack. Smart move to kind of block that run. And he will successfully. Good job. 30 laps to go. Titan does have draft, so he'll be back in this thing within due time. Rainbow has to hope that they don't catch David. And David's in turns 3 and 4. And the rest of the pack's just exiting 2. So, somewhat unlikely, but, you know, if they don't have a caution, I wouldn't be surprised if he does get lapped. Clears for the lead. I'm looking at points right, just real quick here. What it's mean for some drivers here. David finishing bad here is not going to do him any favors. He'd only have right now Charles to worry about. In terms of finishing good, potentially passing in the points. That's it, I think. Not tight. Yeah. Right now, Rainbow's having